Good morning, Thursday. Today, as I meant to say, that's the old timer's disease I got there. A little bit, they said you would either have possibly, I like that wide open, dementia or early onset Alzheimer's. So then I figured out it's a full court pace all the way down the road. So it is 1:25 in the morning, it's 1:23 when I started this tape because I like 1, 2, 3, go. And there's a big storm coming up the coast. Oh, this week and that week there's always a storm coming because otherwise nobody sells any break. Everybody watches and everybody worries. Well, a good way to not watch and worry is to have consistent things that help you with stress. And one for me is cooking. And I also use my data devices to transfer music back and forth. So I'm going to play some Neil Young while I make bean and celery soup. Now I've been staying away from soups because I didn't really have the facilities to cook them or to digest them. But so best I could figure out, celery is very fibrous, and I'm going to have to shed some light on the subject. With the celery being very fibrous, I always found it getting in my teeth, yet you really want those little fibers to go through your system and clean out your intestines and your colon and stuff. So I've avoided using celery in my cooking. And I have somewhere north of 72. That's my new phrase to describe people who moved on in life. Not moved on to heaven, but moved on forward. So somewhere north of 72, where was I talking about, is I'm going to make in the major pot here a real nice soup. But I think what I have to start off with is to boil celery. Now that's pretty scary because that Chinese oven, they want you to burn yourself because you're American. I can't do that. I can't do that. You have to know what's safe and what's not. And it's not safe to use this on the stove top. It works okay in there, but the stove top should have straight edges. And the only people I pick on in life are the Chinese because they're real far away unless they dig a hole through the earth. That's a joke. I love everybody. Peace and love. But the angles on this cause any pot you put on here to slide down, which means you got hot stuff coming down. Also, you can get hooked on these open things. Now, I haven't studied gas ovens and I need to learn more about everything. So I just made a decision in the middle of this video, which I'll find out what number it is, but it's north of 72. The storm is on the way. Fall is coming. Fall is here by 9, 19, 20 days. So I cook during the overnight time when I can't sleep, and then I'd like to be downtown at Carlisle at about 8 o'clock, 8:30, before I go off on my day looking for a job and further things. So here's the ingredients, okay? I'm going to make a roux with my pancake flour, like I do. I don't want to use this all up because I'm not ready to go to the grocery store. Okay. But these are hearts of celery. Okay, I learned that. I did not even said a pile of celery. El Paso. So it's Pacific, and that's like the ocean, and that actually comes from meaning peaceful. That's why they're like that up there. Now, Old El Paso is a famous brand, but if you look it up, it's hooked up with the New York Mafia, okay? Yeah, it is. And I'll say that, okay? It's hooked up with the New York Mafia. They might have sold it 20 times. But I don't know what this guacamole, I don't do avocado guacamole or scotch. I know the word is avocado, but that's my speech defect related on whatever condition I have. But what caught me in here was maltodextrin. Now, malto is like a congealant, okay, of malt, which comes from wheat and rye and stuff, and dextrin, which is a root of sugar. Excuse me. When I was a union food processor, I put all these ingredients in. So it has non-fat dried milk, modified tapioca starch, red bell pepper, sour cream powder, garlic, onion, corn syrup, vegetable oil. Contains 2% or less of cornstarch, silicon dioxide. Now, dioxide means 2 oxygen. It's an anti-caking agent. It says spice, jalapeno peppers, red peppers, lime juice, avocado, natural flavor, lime oil. Now, in industrial food processing, like lime oils, if that oil got on your skin, you're burnt. So you have to use long gloves. And it's coming back. Ascorbic acid, tocopherol, which is a preservative, okay? Partially produced with GMO. Well, we're going to deal with it. General Mills Incorporated. So you know what GM General Mills is Minneapolis, Minnesota. And when I did the flour blending as a union food processor, so much flour comes from the Midwest because they ship it north all across the heartlands, the wheatlands and all that. So, and then these are some dry beans. I got them soaked and washed them. This is organic turkey sausage. Okay, I can have that. No, what do you mean? It's non-tofu. Some hippie crap like that. This is some leftover spices, and if you're making a soup, it's okay to throw anything into it. This is a rub that I used on some chicken. It's got some nice spices. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take the natural spices from about 6 days of cooking. Okay, I'm going to mix them with Taylor Farms organic baby spring mix, a medley of baby lettuces thoroughly washed and ready to enjoy. Well, I'm going to rinse them. I don't trust too much in life. So, you gotta trust. So, in keeping up with using spices, I have the bottom end of this thing called Tom Tom sauce. It's a spicy Szechuan garlic chili sauce. And now this called Beanitos. Man, I got this yesterday down at the low cost grocery. At 5 hours of sleep, I shouldn't be slurring like this. And I ate this, and this is good. Honey, chipotle, barbecue, black bean chips. So, for the ingredients, whole black beans, pure sunflower oil, that's good. Long grain rice, sea salt, tomato powder, spices, chili peppers, cinnamon, oregano, cumin, clove boat, cane sugar, garlic, onion, citric acid, paprika, non-GMO, natural flavor, non-GMO, natural smoke flavor, and honey. All ingredients are free of dairy, preservatives, soy, MSG, and corn. Then it says, this product is made in a facility that may use dairy, soy, wheat, or corn and tree nuts. So I'm telling you, we don't have any of it in here, but it could have got into the air, which happens in these factories. I've worked there, and there's milling grains and flours and breads that I did, and that product, that dust to be on your machine. So I call my cooking kosher. Kosher means that you pray over it and you use a certain order of adding the ingredients until the machine is too dirty and has to be deep cleaned. This is clinically tested as low glycemic index by GI Labs, certified gluten-free by GFCO. Well, I put in gluten into products by the 50-pound bags, and when you dump gluten in, okay, it sticks to the hairs on your arm. It's so much, I don't know where glue is, glue-based with gluten. Well, we used to make poor people glue, which was water and flour, okay? But in here, I discovered some really awesome looking spices. So, I'm going to start with getting some music on, because I like to do that. And when you're cooking, music helps you go with the flow. So this is a bunch of neil young. It might be a commercial and then some neil young. Okay, now, so the issue then is getting the celery soft. Okay. And, you know, I could go back to sleep or I could not, meaning I could lay in bed until dawn, which is like 6 hours. Dawn yesterday was 6:49. And, so these are the ingredients, okay? My flip, which is the best camera I've ever used, allowed me to make segments on and off. These I have to do part 1s and part 2s. And that'll string along in YouTube search. So this is nice. I don't have to get the knife out. Okay, and the primary channel is about living socially secure, which you can do to stay in society as opposed to this nice guy I met down at the center. He had gone through, I guess that's stroke or a lot of health issues, and he was in a care facility. He said it's, you know, very tough to be there. So the beans are going to become kind of the mush, the base of this soup. I don't know what I'm going to call the soup yet, but I'm actually ready to write the ingredients down. I'm going to make the recipe now. This is an Adams County, Pennsylvania apple, okay? I don't know what's going on. So this came 25 miles from where I live. The low cost store. So again, my trepidation on what I'm going to make here is the boiling of the celery. So if you don't know what you're cooking, there's always, I guess that's what they call it, a heart. That's going to be interesting. So one of the good things about YouTube, and I'm all for YouTube, it's empowered the peoples of the world. I mean, you know, I know there's a billion people that use the Facebook machine, electric friendship generator they call it. I don't know how many use YouTube, but it's got to be up there. So on the YouTube machine, I was researching how do I prepare my celery, and basically it says chop. Okay, so that is on. Should have put it over there. To start the day off, I chilled the house down because So now you see what the ingredients are. I can move them out of the way for a safer work area. Too cluttered a work area is not good for cooking. But there's another hurricane coming. Well, it's hurricane season. If you're just always ready for hurricanes, you don't have to watch the news all the time. In a professional kitchen with a line, so your ingredients when you cook need to be in a line, okay? And on my videos, you can see I always line up my food. This way, once you start dealing with the tools, the stove, the oven, the knives, the grinders, the blenders, you're not running around getting your ingredients. You're focused on the production process. This is about calories, nutrition, and that's living socially secure. Okay. I have not had a Burger King wrap in probably 3 months. Probably a year or two since I had Twinkie. Somebody reminded me the other day that the Twinkie guy, the Twinkie defense, commanded a bad thing in San Francisco, and Harvey Milk was his name, and he blamed it on too many Twinkies. I think they let the guy off too. But I don't have sugar in the house. We have 1 or 2 artificial stuff, I guess, in case I have a visitor. Excuse me. I don't have TV in the house. Those are 2 poisonous ingredients in American society, okay? So, the prep here is this. About 30 minutes ago, I put the temperature down real low on the AC because the humidity from this storm coming up the Tennessee into this valley is tremendous. Everybody says, worst storm ever. How many storms a year? Who keeps track of this? Who can remember? Worst storm ever. Every storm that they tell you about is the worst storm ever. Now, got the water boiling. Berlin is a city, but Berlin is New Jersey way or Philly way to say Berlin. So, but I see that I wasn't really ready to boil the celery, okay? So, just because you do something and start it wrong doesn't mean you got to continue it wrong. And I got a nice little sugar lift, natural sugar lift from that apple. It's 1:42. I'll probably be done with cooking this by 3:30 or 4 o'clock. And I'll be tired from being on my feet. Probably be about an hour and a half of video out of that. And every so often I gotta look back at the camera, make sure it's running. I've rambled on all the time. Oh, the camera went off. This camera is running. I cleared off the major data module of recent videos that I posted. No, I mean, plastic or celery, I can't tell. This is celery skin? Yeah, that's serious. I'm not sure. I might have a piece of plastic in my celery, but another skin like that. So I'm finding out here as I cut that I'm using different sizes. My biggest worry about the celery, I guess, was we eat celery sticks. We don't eat that much cooked celery, I think. So by cutting this, I don't have a long stick string in my teeth, and that's what I hate. Is everybody hates it. Get stuff in your teeth, and you're picking at it for a long time. So the fear of the string was driving me. But once I got in, I started cutting, I'm engaged a little more. I can see, okay, these little fibers will break down fairly easy. When you cook, keep your fingertips in. I don't know if people learn to cook at home. I learned to cook at home watching my mother. And then I went into the professional kitchens. I've worked in some of the finest kitchens in America. Sometimes it's just washing dishes. But you learn a lot that way. Then I worked in some country club kitchens. I worked in a lot of restaurant kitchens. But I have cooked food professionally because when the cook doesn't show, there's a high absenteeism rate. It used to be 30 years ago, cooks were known for drinking a lot. Now, you know, I don't know if it's a TV chef or whatever, cooks are much more focused on, you know, safety and blending of ingredients, because I think after the organic era started, people realized that the way to live social secure for the entire society was always to eat better. I'd had only red meat once in 6 weeks. At this age, you need to get sometimes an injection of protein like that, and I got a nice $15 steak for like $8.40. Because living social secure is about knowing when they put the sale price on the steak and the chicken.
Just like children sleeping, we could dream this night.
If you just accept society's ways, you can end up deeper in debt than you'll ever be. I would say my college debt. I don't have any IRS debt. College debt is the one I have to work on. I'm gonna call it 80. When I went back to college at 48 and there was slurring. I haven't had a drink in 5-6 days, so. You shouldn't be slurring. Also, I went 20 years alcohol, 18 years not a drop, one night, one half bottle of wine, and then another 2 years. So that was one of the best things I ever did, because my life was between 30 and 50. When at your peak, your physical and mental strength, was a long distance bicycle rider, lifted weights, and so it's kept me in good shape. Recently, had some health issues, went to the doctor, and the doctor's like, slow down, guy, you're old now. Why don't you do it a heart celery? I guess that's what you do. Yeah. Always research, man. Research is you search, but you read. Or you read it again. So, now I'm ready to get the bubbling going, okay? Boiling, that's the Alzheimer's, get the bubbling going. See, I read it, and it was really distressing to read the 10 symptoms of it. Hey! The wash, the hand clock, me get the water bubbling, to boil the water. Another symptom of Alzheimer's is extreme paranoia, and I've always had that. Okay, my siblings was a casualty of the American drug war. So I always grew up with paranoia. Now, okay, it's coming together, okay? That, and I'm keeping the things of similar size, okay? I'm not going to mix it all together. Again, I prepped for this. If anything drives me crazy, it's whoever added these words, I pre-prepped. No, you prepped. We went to a pre-planning session. No, you went to a planning session. If you went to a pre-planning session, you just went to session 1 of the planning agenda. All right? Oh, worse these things. Worse is how we say it in Pennsylvania. So living socially secure means using healthy ingredients, okay, and staying in your community. And since I've been here for every day was Groundhog Day when I moved here. When I was up here every day, again. So since I moved here, I probably met 50 people, and I have contact 7 days a week with, let's say, 3 of them. Recently, about 7 weeks ago, I started going to the senior center because that's what was advised. They feed you lunch, but you don't go for the lunch. You go for talking to people, shoot pool, or guitar playing sessions, people singing. When they line dance, oh my God, you want to see the Geezer crew line dance. So, to be a man of my word, I'm going to rinse my greens that society says was already washed. People used to talk about how I spoke in different ways in my life, but, you know, as a professional, I'll tell you, yeah, I know how to speak. And now that I'm a professional hillbilly, I know how to speak. Everything I say can be good, but go to Wikipedia and type in Appalachian English. And it's a variation here of the Deutsch. And I understand a lot of people recently are reclaiming their heritage. And it became Pennsylvania Dutch after the First World War, when the residents of Pennsylvania who had a German background didn't want to be seen as unpatriotic. So, but if you Deutsch, and you hear more and more. I even had a lady say to me, there we go. I had this lady say to me a couple of weeks ago, was I speaking German? And I'm like, and I thought she was referring to my clipped New Jersey accent when I have a lot of coffee. And I realized, no, she's talking about the German. So it made me think some more. We're always thinking that, okay. So I considered the sense a little more, and then Saturday last, and here it's all German. There's the barns. Saturday last, I was in town at the Giant, and there was a lady dressed in contemporary clothes and looked like she was helping her mother. And her mother was old order, which means like Amish. She had on, I call it the beanie, and she had on the long dress, single with the shift all the way down her ankles, and she had on the farmer boots, which is what they wear around here, and I wear them too, because when you go out, you can walk over the mud or bring the cows in. Well, till the cows come home, you know where it comes from. So I went to that lady, because everybody's friendly around here. And I said to her, do you speak English? And she said in perfect English, oh yes. I said, do you speak the German? She goes, you mean the Pennsylvania Dutch? She said, yes I do. It was Saturday, about a couple minutes after the noon hour, so I said, well, how do you say good morning? She says, good morning, Moringa. She say more-ring and then a YA. I was so thrilled because, I mean, I've never spoken to anybody from the old order. Okay? I mean, a couple weeks ago, I got to speak with a Muslim lady from Morocco, dressed in American fashion, and then at the same table, it was a community relationship session about speaking better English for people. And there was a lady in traditional dress, a Muslim dress, and I don't use people's names as much as I can consider that. So I asked her a couple questions. So somebody, and she was with another guy. She was with a guy, not another guy. She was with a guy, and he was, up to be in his 40s or something, semi-balding, and he had a beard. So we all, or I thought, not we all, I can't think of other people's thoughts. I thought that was the husband. Instead, this lady, she just beamed. She talked about her kids. She had 7 kids. She said, I had them very young. So then somebody says to one of the orderly anyways, said to the man, we found out that she was one of her son-in-law. And somebody said to this gentleman, how many wives can you have? And he said, very proudly beamed, I can have 4 wives. I'm like, oh man, that's in America, we make our jokes about our wives. I have a joke on the YouTube where some guy's Corvette broke down to Corvette show and I was helping him. It was a very expensive restored 62, and I said to him, so what do your 3 wives think about this? And he laughed, and I said, that's country humor. And you know what I meant. But, you live in the hills, not everybody's got their first wife. So the ingredients are going in, okay? This is leftover of a teriyaki stir fry. So Living Social Secure is taking the ingredients out of that. Again, this is an orchestrated production. There's a video camera on to transfer this. There's music that I pulled from the internet at the Simpson Library, so the cost was not directly from the cable company. Mr. Young gets his bit when this gets posted, okay? And I just looked at I got the name of it like the hot dog. Now, what I am going to do is start to make a base, because I said my concern was that the celery is under control. Somebody would say, should have put the base in there first. Yeah, well, I'm special. Even in your bus afternoon, or school afternoon. I'm sorry everybody's got children with learning disabilities. So you have to have a hotel staff give me a hat. It's a special hat. And you couldn't do that now. That was 2001. Before you come to TV. So, I think what I'm going to do is, when I get my roux ready, I'm going to add the other ingredients, the spices into the base. I'm going to pour this water, which will have cooled down by then, the vegetable center. Okay, put the bubble in for it. I'm going to pour that into the roast pan so that truly I can put the roux into this soup pot, blend in the ingredients, and slowly add the beans and the celery. Just because you make a wrong turn doesn't mean you don't find your correct way. I think it's 11 months since I started making these videos for this channel. I have lots of channels. And I thought it was all going to be about just living off the money, not living off, but living on the budget for Social Security. And only later did I find out, no, it's about being part of society more as a senior than maybe you were, you know, when we're all busy with our families and school and on vacation, you know, you're away from one society to another. So here's where I think I'm going to figure out how to use this El Paso guac mix. Now, I don't know how to cook with milk too well. And if you mess up milk when you're cooking, you're just throwing stuff away. So, but I have done a lot of cooking with things like this. So, I'm adding a little of this. Tap water, which I'm not sure where it comes from. It's kind of good. I really think it comes from the creek beside our houses. Yeah, that worked right away. It makes this really nice, kind of creamy. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. Again, I have two cameras down for the count. Oh, that works out awesome. Let's keep on walking. I got two of these at the low-cost food place. So, I'll come back and make this recording. So, I've learned as much as someday I hope my videos to teach. And when I did high-speed data work at the hotel company, we edited people's websites to improve their sales. Okay. And what that was, non-sequitur. We would frequently find out that people's websites didn't have correct directions or they didn't have the correct pictures. So we, using the tools of the organization, we would change the descriptions according to the standards for adjusting websites. We would freshen up the pictures by going to a database, and eventually they sent photographers out to do digital photography. So I learned a tremendous amount about websites. I didn't go in there, I did know a lot about it, but the internet was just busted open in the travel world. And I had done, as I finished college, I had done some projects on that. The teachers, professor up there, Professor Al. Said, one day, Ed, we just got to get you out here, right? Okay, now, I'm going to add the spices and stuff into this blend. Okay. I'm going to invest more butter in there. Yeah. So this is probably going to come in right about 35-40 minutes. I'll do some transfers of some items, and also I put it all together in part 2. So there's a couple more rooms on here. So yeah, I'm thinking that I'm going to learn how to just show cost-saving meals. Instead, I learned how to participate more in society. Like, a nice lady, Betty, gave me this. Now, I don't always use gas to cook, and at the same time what that did is it freed me up that I could use this gas tonight this morning actually for this. Get a good oily base in here. I don't know what guacamole tastes like. And just to keep it from going to sludge, and add some more water, and that water is actually going to continue. You'll see that it goes in there, it's got some color in it. That's the flavorings that were in this bonito thing, which is great. Bonito, I see worked for that hotel. We really had a road that made I know where it came from. Let's see what's good. That's going to go in the soup. More spices, okay? So I'm gradually clearing off my counter. Instead of throwing stuff away, I trusted my talents in the food business allowing me to use it correctly. And a new word came in society, I didn't like it, but I got used to that, called repurpose. I don't know if this is repurposing or recycling. Recycling means, I think, take it down to its elements and make something fresh. Repurpose is find another use for it. So I'll be done in a few moments and the sink will be full. Please continue. But meanwhile, with the guacamole mix, this stuff all smells so awesome. Now, this is some turkey sausage going in there. I'm gonna make a decision. Still good. When in doubt, throw it out. I ate some. I had a turkey sausage and American cheese sandwich. It was good. I didn't get sick, but I smelled that. Yeah. What's less? This? What's less? More is always less. This was part of my first teriyaki. They made about 8 or 9 days ago. I may switch soundtracks. I do believe I can video while using the recorder, and we'll listen to some Marty Robbins for the next one. And I know that people pay attention when I put my stuff together because TripAdvisor sends me a notice every month that my TripAdvisor reviews are in, I have 38,000 people have read my reviews, and the top 3% of reviews read in New York City. That's what I call a gamed statistic. I know how to work that. I write about my travel experiences. So, in closing this section, okay, we're going to take a look at the project so far. So coming in on probably close to, I can tell you, 44 minutes. Okay, that's the base. That's where the soup's going to be. And again, I'm going to have to do some transfers, so I'm going to turn this off for a few